Hello and welcome to a tank on the edge, and it, in this particular instance is an Italian tank. Thank you so much for joining me. So as you can see in front of us here, we've got a fixed blade knife, the first fixed blade knife on the channel. An Extrema Ratio fixed blade. Let's get him out of the sheath so you can have a look at him. Flip that around, there we go. And before I put the sheath away, let's have a quick look at that. So the sheath has a hard polymer inside, and then that has a soft shell of Cordura with your molly attachments around the outside. So you can get that attached to any specific equipment or vest that you may have. Right, let's get that out the way. All right, so this is the Extrema Ratio, excuse me, Fulcrum Testudo. So we'll start by speaking about the materials, as I always do, and then the dimensions, and then we'll get into some of the attributes of this knife. So we've got a Bowler N690 blade steel, finished in, and this is their description, a Mil C 13924 burnishing. Obviously some sort of military coating that they put on the blade. This particular one's a little bit scratched, but that's not going to affect the review in any way, shape or form. Flat grind blade. Again, I get ahead of myself. Handle, forprene, that's what they call it, and it's sort of a rubberized stuff, obviously very tough, but very, very grippy when you get your hand around that. Really does stick in your hand and feels good with that slightly rubbery feel to it. The sheath we've spoken about, so let's go through the dimensions. Blade length, 180 millimeters or 7.1 inches. Total length, 310 mils or 12.2 inches. The blade thickness, and let's just move it to that point where you can see, there we go. Blade thickness is 6.3 millimeters or 0.25 inches. And then the weight of this guy, and I'm not putting him on my black hole scale because I want to use that again in the future. So we'll go with their stated weight. Weight is 321 grams or 11.3 ounces. Right, let's speak a little bit about this knife. So just in terms of the background of the knife, this knife apparently was used on a large scale in Afghanistan as standard equipment to the Italian military. But it originated with the Comalp, Alpine troops, so the mountain troops of Italy, and originally was an experimental project, and then this knife was selected through trial. The knife was successful, so it was developed into their multi-purpose knife, and apparently so successful that they then further developed it into the bayonet that they use. And there are actually two types of bayonet. So the one bayonet has a hole in it, and then the design on the hilt guard is such that it fits on an M4 or M16 rifle, and that is the Ranger version. So again, the Italian Alpine troops. And then the other one is designed to fit onto, for the rest of the military, is designed to fit on the ARX 160 Beretta, the standard issue rifle for the Italian military. So they say that it is extremely strong, and it is capable of handling loads of over 150 kilograms. Now, I don't know how they test that, but it sounds very impressive, and it is obviously a very stout and very well, strongly built knife. Quite interesting on this specific one. Now, I mentioned the fact that it's called the Extrema Ratio Testudo, and I didn't actually see this one on their site. And what's different about this one is it's the bayonet versions of this have the sharpened, some of them have the sharpened swedge like this one, but the multi-purpose knife, the non-bayonet version that they have online, does not have that sharpened back end. So I don't know if the Testudo specifically is maybe discontinued, but it is identical to the other multi-purpose ones. For instance, the Fulcrum Black, it's the same except for that little sharpened piece. Full tang blade. Like I said, extremely strong, very stout construction, very clearly a military style knife, or in fact, not even a military style knife. It is a military issue knife. And what I mean when I say that is, if you look closely, you can actually see the machine marks on the knife, and then the edge on it is is roughly done. So it's all about this being, built for purpose. It's not built for show. It's not about how well finished it is. It is built for a reason. Very nice. The etching on it is nicely done. So we've got the proudly made in Italy etched onto it, and then the Extrema Ratio. And here they say, I can't make that, 58 HRO stainless cobalt steel. It definitely is a Bowler N60, N690. Little area of serration just in front of the sharpening choil there, and that's about a 40 mil serrated edge. Turn it that way and you can see it a little bit better. So about 1.6 inches of serration. Nice sort of squared off handguards on it. I'm not really sure what this hollowed off area is for on the knife, to be honest with you, but that might just be to make the knife a little bit lighter. Again, not really sure, but really a really good looking knife. And that Tanto blade, obviously very overbuilt, stout. Very nice. I want what's new. Think if there's anything else that I need to say about the design of the knife. What I've done is I've just brought a couple of other knives, just something similar, just for comparison. Something similar size and similar purpose. So here we have the Benchmade mini. No, I'm joking. Let's get that out the way. Funny guy. So we've got the Ontario Spec Plus Fighter. Let's put him down there. And you can see very, very similar in size. The Ontario Spec Plus, a little bit longer. But general proportions are quite the same. And interestingly, the handle on this is a very similar stuff. It's also got that rubbery sort of feel to it, and a good grip. You get good purchase on that handle. This specific knife is the Ontario is a high carbon blade steel, so it's the 1095 carbon steel. So a nicer blade steel, I think, on the Extrema Ratio. But just give you a sense of that. Let's get him out the way. And then the other one I brought is Israeli knife. Let's just get that out here, and that's the Dustar Model 1 Arid Combat Knife. And lay him down there. So also a fighting knife, but similar sort of proportions, similar dimensions to the knife. Also a very stout blade on this guy. So these are all knives that are going to, especially these two are knives that are going to last you a lifetime and beyond. So this specific version has the gray stonewashed blade, but you do get an all black version, which would obviously be that more stealthy style knife. And some sort of, I'm not sure what polymer they use here, or glass full polymer, whatever it is, but clearly something very strong, very tough, and stout, heavy knife. In fact, this one's a little, I think just a little bit heavier than the Extrema Ratio. But just another similar knife. Right, let's see, is there anything else I need to say about the knife? Well, there's a few things. First of all, this knife, it goes without saying, I suppose, has been supplied to me by Blades and Triggers in South Africa. Again, really appreciate their support in providing me with interesting knives like this to review. And in South Africa, this knife goes for about 6,000 Rand. And I had a little bit of a scratch around to find a knife, a dollar price. And eventually found one at Knife Depot, although it is sold out, but $334 listed on their site. So if you can find one, I guess expect to pay that kind of price for the knife. But guys, really nice. But check it out on Blades and Triggers, their website, BNT Online. They really do have a great range of knives. For instance, things like this. In fact, they've got a great range of Extrema Ratio knives. They're both folding and fixed blade. But again, it's one of those knives, really compelling, very nice. I want it. Is that unusual? But it is a very good-looking, mean-looking knife. That Tanto shape is really great, and that military sort of finish on it just adds something to the knife. Really, I mean, from all angles, a good looking knife, and get something like this, and you can expect it to last a lifetime. Guys, I think that's just about it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it, and I want to again just appeal to you to please subscribe. That's the word I'm looking for. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon. I'd love it if you joined me more often. And other than that, you go well, and God bless.